What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JellyGoonTv. Welcome back to all my beautiful viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to the gorgeous JellyGoon squad. To the new viewers, of course, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we have another video, a very amazing video, beautiful video. But before we get to that, I want to say, please do check the social medias down below. Check out Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, everything like that. Go over to the Instagram to check out my videos, check out my day-to-day life, check out some quotes that I come out with, check out some inspirational thoughts that I come out with or something like that. Just go over there, support it, of course. Also check the Discord where we have a structure like the Mafia. We are not the Mafia, but you can become an associate, soldier, captain, and underboss. Depends on your loyalty and how long you stay there. So go over there and check it, of course. Today we have another video. We are going to react to 10 insane facts about Russia. It's going to be amazing. There's probably many insane facts about Russia, but we're going to react to this one. Remember to check the link down below about this video. Go over and give him a like. He's an amazing guy. So yeah, without further ado, have not watched this, but let's get into it. Let's go. I like this. This is the little doll from Russia. Actually funny.
10 insane facts
I wanted a story
Russia.
about that.
Number 10.
doll.
Military Disneyland.
Military
Theme parks
Disneyland.
are beloved the world
What?
over by kids and adults.
They don't have a
alike.
military
Disney
Disneyland.
parks are often considered to be the best of the best in the world, with thrills aplenty on offer. But why would you visit colourful and peaceful attractions when you could climb on tanks and play with weapons?
What?
Well, you can do exactly
Really?
that in Russia. Since 2015, Russian kids can visit the Patriot Park, which has been dubbed by some in the media as Military Disneyland. Putin himself attended the opening of the park, which is about an hour from Moscow, and proposed it as a great attraction for families. But don't worry, it's not all fun and games. Yes, the families will get to play with grenade launchers and chase each other up and down tanks, but they will also have the chance to learn about the patriotic deeds of the Russian military. Still, there are many skeptics who, as reported by The Guardian, believe the park is part of Putin's indoctrination program for Russian schoolchildren. They claim that the aim would be to get them fascinated by weapons and war at a young age. Number 9.
Let me pause here. That is kind of crazy they got a military Disneyland in Russia. I did not know that whatsoever. That is really freaking amazing. Especially me that interests a lot about military and the structure, the weapons, the tanks, everything like that. I'm a huge fan of artillery and flights, of course, planes. But yeah, not like a huge nerd or anything, but really do enjoy them from a distance. But it's kind of amazing they have a Disneyland of military. That's so much Russia. Like really, it is so much Russia. It did not even come back on me, but you know, it's kind of crazy having a military Disneyland. For what reason would you have that otherwise than, you know, Russia is a very country with a lot of history of military, a lot of things of war and everything like that. They also have a museum with 5 million displays or something. It takes 32 years to go through or something like that. It's crazy, man. I really want to go over there. But military Disneyland, that is definitely something new. That's unique in the world, 100%. But let's get to number 9.
Heli-golf.
Heli-golf.
Many countries around
What?
the world have sports that they are
So
either
you do it
passionate
from a
about
helicopter?
or are unique to them and them alone. Both of these could be said for heli-golf in Russia.
Heli-golf.
Okay, maybe since it's not the most affordable thing, it's not played by many, but it definitely has a solid following. But let's get to the point. What exactly is heli-golf? It's exactly what it sounds like, playing golf with helicopters. Picture the scene. 2 teams composed of a pilot,
What?
a navigator, and a player will compete each year in several matches. The aim of the game, like in golf, is to navigate a ball through an obstacle course into gates as quickly as you possibly can. But they're trying to hit a ball that's 1 meter in diameter with a 16-meter golf club weighing 15 kilos out of a helicopter. Not that simple, is it? Number 8.
Let me pause here. So they are shooting from a helicopter, right? That sounds bossy, man. That sounds some amazing sport, man. Why don't they have that in the Olympics, man? I would definitely watch that 100%. Again, this is Russia. We're talking about a beautiful country with a lot of things, man. It's just amazing that you play golf from a helicopter, but I could imagine there's a lot of rich people who actually do that. I don't know why, but I have a suspicion that they do that, man. That's an amazing sport, man. Holy shit. I did not know you could do that. Russia. Sheesh. Let's go.
The beer necessities.
Beer necessities.
Now, considering that in Russia, the motherland of vodka, alcohol consumption is pretty high on global average, beer may seem like a soft drink, and it was classified as exactly that in Russia. Until 10 years ago, the beverage was officially considered a non-alcoholic drink. As absurd as it sounds, until 2011, anything containing less than 10% alcohol in Russia was considered a foodstuff. Now, I'm sure you can see why the regulations needed to change, but why only in 2011? What made then President Dmitry Medvedev sign a bill to classify beer as an alcoholic product? The answer lies in the country's problematic alcohol consumption we mentioned earlier. In 2011, in fact, it reached twice the critical level set by the World Health Organization. The bill was a desperate call to reduce alcoholism. Did it work? Well, it must have helped at least. Although levels are still high, the World Health Organization report of 2019 showed they have dropped by 43%
Wow.
since 2003. Number
Let me
7.
pause it. Wow, really, Russia? Somebody in the comments told me that Russia not banned, but like told that beer was a soft drink, that you did not get drunk by it, anything like that. That is so crazy. That is only Russia, man. So fucking savage. Holy shit. That is amazing to hear, man. So in Denmark we drink a lot of beer, but in Russia it's not considered a real alcohol beverage. It's just a soft drink. But now it's changed. That is only Russia that could do that, 100%, man. Let's go. That is
the
only
fanciest
Russia.
subway in the world.
Yes.
For those accustomed to the London Underground, the New York subway, or generally most subways worldwide, at first glance, the Moscow one doesn't look like one of them at all. Rather, it resembles a fine art museum. And I'm not joking
What?
here. If you have a look at the
Oh,
palatial
yeah,
architecture with
I
soaring
remember
columns
this.
and arches, patterned
It is
ceilings, dazzling
beautiful.
chandeliers, the subway
It is
gleams with
gorgeous.
marble, bronze and gold. Fancy. With such a dazzling look, you would think the subway was conceived by a Tsar. On the contrary, in fact, it was actually surprisingly Stalin who approved the plans for Moscow's first 13
Amazing.
stations in 1931.
That is amazing, man.
At the
That's
time,
so
Russians
beautiful.
were getting ready for another possible war, so the subway was designed both as a metro system and a shelter for air raids. It makes sense then that the Park Pobedy station, about 84 meters deep, is the 4th deepest underground station in the world. Number 6.
Wow, that is actually makes sense that Stalin would do that unless there's like an air attack or something like that. That people, they could live down there. It's normalization of the world above, and you know, they're trying to make it nice so people can live there. And you know, wow, that's amazing. I actually didn't know that. There's a lot of story behind things in Russia. That's amazing, man, incredible. But I also hear that you cannot film down in the station, that the police are gonna do something with you or something. I don't know. I heard that, but who really knows, right? So yeah, let's get into it.
Christianity for alcohol. Russians love to drink, a fact supported by the many reports by the World Health Organization we mentioned earlier. That said, how far back does the love for booze go? Apparently, far back, very far
Really?
back in fact. Back in 988 AD, the decision of converting the entire country to Christianity was very much influenced by their long-lasting relationship with alcohol.
What?
The legend goes that at the time, the ruler of medieval Russia, Prince Vladimir the Great, decided to convert the country to a monotheistic religion. Prince Vladimir was in fact a pagan and picked Christianity over Islam because he's reported to have said the joy of Rus is in drinking. Since Islam forbids drinking alcohol,
Really?
Christianity would have done the trick. Number
Wow.
5. Matryoshkas are not from Russia. One of the biggest myths ever invented, right behind Santa Claus, spoiler alert, there's the global idea that Matryoshka dolls, one of the most famous symbols of Russia, they're even called Russian dolls by some, are actually from there.
Really?
However, that's simply not true.
What?
In fact, historically, the concept of nested objects was born in China during the Song dynasty, that ruled the empire from 960 AD to 1279.
What?
The ancient Chinese crafted nesting boxes which gradually evolved into dolls. Over time, these wooden dolls became very popular in Japan too. Japanese carpenters portrayed one of the Japanese 7 lucky gods on each doll. So how did the resting technique reach Russia then? There are various hypotheses for this. However, the most accredited theory is that the first ever Matryoshka, consisting of 8 dolls, not 7, was made by Russian wooden doll master Vasily Zvyozdokhin way back in the 1890s. The artist crafted the dolls based on the drawings of Sergei Malyutin, who some believe discovered the Japanese dolls on a trip to the country. Number 4.
Wow. That is really amazing, man. I did not expect that the Russian doll is actually not from Russia. It was from Asia. Holy shit. I did not know that. Wow. That changed the whole perspective of what I think about Russia. No, I'm kidding, man. But that is amazing to know that something I thought was very Russian is not really Russian. It's from Asia. But I think there's a lot of cultures who have different things from different parts of the world, like Asia, Middle East, and everything like that. Like, there's a lot of aspect of the culture that is about it. So yeah, wow, that's amazing. I actually didn't know that. Big ups, Russia. It's good that you have it. It really, you know, put you on the map. Let's go.
Mafia gang wars. At the beginning of the 1990s, in the city of Yekaterinburg, a gang started to form. A gang known as the Uralmash. Initially, the group was composed of a small number of local mafiosos who saw the business potential of an area that surprisingly escaped much of the financial crisis that followed the dissolution of the USSR.
Wow.
However, power and the desire for financial gain attracted more interest, and soon other gangs, like the Central Gang, settled there, which found the city gripped by violent gang wars over its control.
Wow.
The fights were so brutal, with car bombs, drive-by shootings, and knife fights, that gang members started dropping like flies. In fact, to keep up the spirit of battle even after death, each gang buried their deceased in separate cemeteries at different sides of the city. You can still visit most of their gravestones, engraved with hyper-realistic images and peculiar epitaphs, such as an expert in knife-throwing or possessed deadly fist-fighting skills. It's how they'd want to be remembered. Number 3.
That is actually very crazy because I'm thinking about like the mafia, Russian mafia, something like that. But it's a natural thing for these guys to put down in a place where there's economic growth. But if there's too many, there's a lot of wars, there's a lot of problems, there's a lot of things. But holy shit, man, I actually didn't know that it was a war zone. You never really hear about that, right? It get compressed a lot, but wow.
3. The most polluted place on Earth. One would think that the most dangerously polluted place on Earth is Chernobyl.
Yeah.
It must be Chernobyl, right? No. Strangely, it is not the Ukrainian area that was the site of one of the most catastrophic nuclear disasters of all time, but it is a Russian lake. Lake Karachay in the south of the Ural Mountains in eastern Russia was badly polluted way before the Chernobyl disaster. In fact, starting in 1951, the Russians used to dump nuclear waste into the relatively small body of water. It's around 1.6 square kilometers. Years went by, and the Kishtim nuclear disaster of 1957 increased the radiation levels of this tiny lake. Then, of course, in 1986, the Chernobyl incident happened, and by the 1990s, the lake was so polluted it could deliver a lethal dose of radiation to humans in just 1 hour.
What?
However, it wasn't until 2016 that the lake was ultimately filled with concrete and rock. However, the region is still experiencing the effects of the radiation, with a 21% increase in cancer cases, more than 25% increase in birth defects, and approximately a 41% increase in leukemia. Number 2. 2012 elections voting turnout. The Russian election of 2012 closed with a victorious and emotional Vladimir Putin, establishing his long-lasting hold on power and saying, "I promise you we would win, we have won, glory to Russia." Yes, he had kept his promise indeed. Remarkably, he won with nearly 64% of the vote, according to official results. Whilst Putin's nearest competitor, millionaire communist Pavel Grudinin, received only 12%. Putin must have really breached the hearts of his voters. But some would suggest that wasn't the case. As reported by the international press, like the BBC and The Guardian, critics claim the elections were rigged. One may see why they raise that concern. Some regions registered odd voter turnouts like 107%, others even reached 146%. With insane figures appearing like that, one could assume something was not quite right with that election. Number 1.
Let me pause it. That seems kind of lazy of him to do, because an increase of 147% is, of course, very, 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 very suspicious, but I don't know, man. I don't really get too deep into it because I generally don't care. It's not my country, but I just want to say that, you know, politics are not the most hearted persons in the world. They make choices that is hard, and they really do everything to consider power, to have power, and to really, you know, have a environment change, you know, for their great ideology. And that's kind of the point that we see with a lot of politicians, and it wouldn't even surprise me if he did it, and who really cares? He's there. The problem is there. Let's go.
The bloodiest siege in history. On the contrary to what one might think, the bloodiest siege in history did not happen in the Middle Ages, but in the modern era. It was 1941, during World War II, and St. Petersburg was still known as Leningrad. What made this siege so memorable? Unfortunately, a series of horrific events. As the German forces surrounded the city, cutting off the entry and exit points, Hitler could already picture himself celebrating with a glorious banquet at the centre of the city. Little did he know he would have never made it. In fact, by the end of the war, the German High Command surrendered and lifted the siege.
Nice.
This meant that Leningrad held out under attack for 900 days, but it was at a high price. With no access to water or electricity, people starved and froze to death, and by the end of the siege, 800,000 civilians had lost their lives.
That's
Those
horrible.
were 10 insane facts about Russia.
Wow, let me pause here. That was amazing, man. The last part was very, very sad. And rest in peace to Leningrad's people and the civilian who died there. So sorry to hear that. It was a horrible war, as I say, and as you know, we watch a lot of videos. It's a horrible war. But wow, that was amazing facts and crazy facts about Russian. That was amazing. There are some certain points that I did not know that Russia actually didn't invent and happened in Russia and everything like that. That was actually very amazing to see. This guy is very amazing. Please do support him down below, of course. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification button in order to get updated on newest videos that come to this channel. Also, please do subscribe because we're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. So it'd be massively appreciated if you wanted to support my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I love it so much. I love these videos. It's very nice with some facts that I did not know and get support surprised. I really do enjoy that a lot. I really do enjoy these videos. I really do. I love them to death, man. They're really amazing. So yeah, without further ado, I love you guys and girls, and I'm gonna see you into the next one. Peace.